2. World on the move.
Ooh.
What's cracking, y'all?
He almost forgot again.
We did it 2 different times. We had either
He
way.
almost forgot again,
We both
y'all.
either sitting down and doing it, but you still said it while you was on your way sitting down. I didn't know what was going on.
We are in 2026 and we still doing the same thing.
Still doing the same thing, man. What's cracking, y'all? It's been a while, man.
How y'all doing out there?
We doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I am doing amazing. We are in February.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been up to so many projects.
So many projects,
you guys, that's coming into the making. I'm going to be excited to announce something that we've been working on together for the last 2 years. We took a needed break during the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. He was on vacation out of town visiting family. I was on vacation out of town visiting family, and we just was
little hiatus.
yeah, a little step away breather that was needed, and sometimes our schedules wasn't like clicking like it should. So we just like, look, we'll get back to it when we get back to it, and finish the project that was pretty much more pressing. But we are back with World on the Move.
Also, we got to say thank you to y'all because I've been checking the page and I've seen while we was away, people have been going back and looking at the old ones, and we have had an increase in subscribers. So I want to say thank you for that and welcome back to World on the Move. Tell them what we're talking about today, bro.
We have a very interesting topic, something that we're dealing with right now. I'm so happy that we have this podcast because it's really forcing us into certain conversations that we really have to have right now. So we don't really have to focus on like some of our past things that we have to go through unless it relates to the topic. But certain things that we're dealing with right now, we want to kind of get you guys to either comment or give some advice. But today's topic is how to transition with your children as they are moving out into their own choices as adults, and you want to control as parents.
That's real.
Pushing back the control as parents. I'm struggling with this month. Charleston is making a lot of decisions on what he wants to do with his life, and me as a parent, I have some life wisdom that I want to offer him, and certain gifts that I see in him that I really want to just see if he hone in on those particular skills. And he like, nope, not doing it, stop. And so it's creating a little bumping heads, little friction. So my question to you today is, how do you navigate our relationship with me being controlling?
The way I navigate it is, one thing for sure. I know that you love me, and I know that sometimes you don't like all the decisions I make. But even when I try to, want to get mad or want to be quiet or really want to step away from the situation, my brain is like, let's work it out with this person, because I know honestly this person really loves me, really cares about me, and really would do anything for me. So another thing, the way we dialogue, which we talked about in another podcast, the way we dialogue, the way we communicate, it's not screaming and hollering. You may have a point of view on something, and I may have a different point of view on something, but it's not in a way where it's not toxic. So I feel like communication skills play a strong point in our success on progressing and getting to a better point.
Yes, I do agree that we don't have to leave off from each other with words that were said to each other that was unhealthy, that start causing some type of friction that leads to strife. one thing I learned about myself this month is that am I trying to control his life based off of some of the mistakes that I made and I didn't catch a hold of those mistakes? And I had to question myself in this particular area because as parents, I do feel that we want to like cover our children from certain mistakes that we made so they won't fall in those same mistakes that we made as when we were their age, such as maybe debt or maybe education, and we trying to push on them what we wanted for us. And when I started questioning myself about those things, it brought up, yeah, you're being controlling because this is his life. And he have a vision from God on the way that God is speaking to him about his life. And if he comes to you and consult with you about a particular aspect of his life, he could do that if he so choose. But it's not my job to tell him what you don't want for his life or what you may see for him down the line or what gifts you may see that he needs to hone in on. That is not my job. My job is done. He is an adult. And if he so choose to share with me or ask me about certain aspects about his life, that's just take it as a blessing. Give the wisdom if you have some and keep it moving and stop pushing on to him what you wanted for yourself. That was a very humbling experience because I didn't want to be incorrect. I didn't want to look at myself as if, I'm just trying to be helpful. Sometimes you're not being helpful, and I was not being helpful. What I was trying to do is be controlling, and by way of using some advice that happened in my life that didn't fit what was happening in his life, or a decision that he was making, or pushing onto him some advice that he didn't ask for.
That's real. Now, in the comment section, some people gonna give us some advice on this topic, but I feel like there's some things that you did do correct on that we can help other people with. Tell them your pushing back process, like how you used to. You're still very helpful, but how you used to, be a lot more involved in a lot more of my stuff, as in finances, bills, all that type of stuff. But you showed me how to do these things, and then you pushed back and let me navigate those things. And did I bump my head in certain sessions? Did I make mistakes in those sessions? That's gonna happen regardless. But you stepped back and you even said that it kind of helped you better mentally since you wasn't involved as much.
Yes, that's the truth. What I learned this from my therapist because I brought this particular issue to my therapist to kind of help me to navigate what I feel is right and wisdom as a parent, as opposed to what I feel that is controlling, and how can I understand the two. And she gave me a really good point that I can literally use in every setting or every decision-making process or every conversation that we have. She said, you no longer tighten mother. You're not training him. You're more of a consultant and a friend. And when you even come to me as your therapist, you make a date, a time, and we talk at that time. You're not calling me every hour, every minute to get advice from me. And when she said that, the light bulb went off for me, and to allow me to know that you'll come to me if you so choose to want advice in certain areas of my life. I can consult with you about certain things. One thing that I did give a hard answer to in your life is I'm not gonna sit down and watch you do something destructive to yourself, like drugs. I am going to step in because it's a health and safety factor over me just letting you do whatever you want to do. But when it comes down to you handling your own finances, paying your own bills, taking care of your own credit score, I learned to push back. Number one is you need to know all your information yourself. If something happened to me, I don't want anybody to be sitting in my seat trying to provide you that information. They're gonna have control over you. And so when I looked at it in that aspect, I needed to make sure that you have your information and you know how to read that information and you know what to do with that information. And so me leaving off out of this life and you being able to live an independent lifestyle for yourself is a high on my board over me being in your business and me making sure that manager mom is taking care of everything. So the pushback actually was easy for me because I didn't know how freeing it was going to be. I was trying to hold on to something or help him with something that literally was keeping me stuck in areas where I couldn't move or do things that I needed to do for myself.
It really even helped me due to the fact that it brought my hunger back. And it made me also realize, I'm not even going to say hunger back because I didn't realize how much I was dependent on you for stuff like that. Now it feels good when I make my own calls. It feels good when I know my stuff so I can step in the meetings and I know, oh, this is what this is, and I can say it with a confident voice and I can have a smile on my face. It felt freeing of my own, now it's in my hands and I'm going to have to really pray to God and ask God on how I move.
Right, and I'm so glad you did that. That's huge. Like, you at the age of accountability, you need to hear God for yourself. And so with me stepping in, I am no near who, I'm not even equal up to God. And I can't even be a form of God. God is too holy and too wise and too mighty. So for me to think that I have all the answers is like chaotic in my brain. So I just have to humble myself in areas that I probably felt like I needed to control that because I didn't.
Yeah, and of course, there's bumps, there's falls, there's mistakes, but it also feels good that you've now stepped back and made me realize, you know what, God has given it, and through your raising has given me the tools that I know that I have to stand on my own 2 feet and, keep on trucking and keep on going.
I have a question for you. Did this process help you be a better communicator when handling conflict?
Most definitely it did, because, when you're a child, even if you're a young adult and you're still trying to navigate things, you get to a point where, you're still kind of asking for permission on different stuff. So, it helps you stand on your own 2 feet, and it helps you have to and be forced to have these conversations. It forces you to, I have to sit here and I can't beat around the bush with you, and I can't be timid and, can I do this, can I do that? I have to, and it's not about being rough or strong or hard or I'm a man now. It's about having a real conversation and coming to a real, genuine conclusion.
Oh, that's awesome. It's also helping me be a better communicator. I don't have to communicate with an attitude or communicate with a certain tone in my voice to let you know that I'm serious. It's not a manipulative type of communication. It's just a communication for understanding of you and understanding what you're trying to do, and also using my listening ears to listen, to not to respond, but listen to understand. So I'm grateful for this season because it's really helping me to listen.
Can I please say something?
Of course.
I really honestly feel like this season also helped because, I'm not just putting on you and other people. When you're helping somebody and it feels like you're helping them with, I'm not going to say every aspect, but a lot of aspects in their life, and you're able to continue to see their flaws in a certain area, you continue to have your issues with certain things, it starts to build up tension. Mm-hmm. It starts to build up, maybe I want to say this and maybe I want to say that, and you start to, vision gets foggy, you stop being able to look at it in a proper way. This now, in this season, the regular conversations can come back because now, you can step back and you can allow me to do what I need to do. You can not feel like, since you're helping me so much, I'm on your back as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I agree.
metaphorically and visually speaking, it's like, even if you're not trying to do that, it's like getting on somebody's back while they're swimming, and sometimes if you involve yourself too much, it's like them drowning you as well. So they're on your back and they don't want to breathe.
That's correct.
So
I agree wholeheartedly, 100%. You have any advice for parents that's just trying to help their children, but need to let go of the control?
I physically see that my mom, even when we have our things going on, she's more physically free than ever. To the parents, I would say, when you start stepping back, it's going to help improve your mental space 10 times more. Not realizing how much certain things that you felt like you had to hold on to or help in different aspects kind of drown you in certain areas. So I would say the more you step back, the more you might even get to see the potential your child had that, maybe you were sheltering and you didn't know that you was really shielding him from what he really could do.
I agree. My advice to adult children is have the difficult talks and have them when you're not angry. Try to have them when you're able to be calm and express yourself in a way that is respectful for yourself and for your parents. Make sure that you inserting your goals and what you're trying to do for yourself, but you're not asking for permission. You're just explaining what you're trying to do without them having to give you a pat on the back. And even if you have to tell us to push back, your parents should never get upset when you're telling them, I need you to sit back, even if you don't believe. I need you to sit back and I need you to watch the outcome of this. As opposed to, I need you to sit back so you can watch me get on my grind. And it's not about being competitive. It's about, I need you to sit back and allow me to navigate my life how I need to. And so that's my advice. Have your conversations, have the hard conversation, not out of anger, not out of manipulation, but just straight talk.
I'm also going to say this. You might, think that you're helping your child, but, when you finally do step back, I know what happened for me. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air, but it's like a negative perspective. Like, now that you finally have the keys to the car and you can drive, you start kind of swerving a little bit. Not that you don't know what you're doing, but you finally, it's just like if you shelter somebody all their lives, or shelter them to their 18, and they're going to go out and just party, since now, they either, they're going to chase after the stuff that they didn't have. So it's like you start chase after this freedom and become irresponsible because you feel like you've been sheltered or, spiritually or mentally choked for so long.
Mm-hmm. So we just wanted to come on here and talk about something that was real, something that we were actually dealing with. We thank you for listening to our podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Now is the time for my favorite part of the podcast is Titan motivation.
All right, and I think this works great. That's why I don't, pre-think of a motivational quote. I'd rather allow us to have a conversation and let God flow to me, as we're speaking. Mm-hmm. My Titan motivation quote of the day to the young adults. I know that you're still following behind your parents because this world is kind of crazy and you don't even realize the potential you do have. But you have to understand, your parents they're not going to last forever. But guess what? You have somebody that always has your back. That even when they're asleep, he ain't asleep. And his name is God. You have somebody that has your back and loves you so much. I mean, loves you to the point where he created you. Like, what kind of, love is that? He created you and brought you here and has been watching you over and watching over you for each and every year of your life. Allow your parents to step back. Allow yourself to face these new troubles and trials and tribulations, because you don't realize how much potential, how much, knowledge you really do have when you're actually allowed to shoot like a star. Think about this. Your parents have the fireworks, and you are that firework. But what has to happen? They light you, and then they step back. But what happens when they step back? Go into the sky. Pop and do whatever that needs to happen. It's going to pop, and it's going to make a better situation for yourself. You're that firework. You can hit the sky. Your parents did everything they could for you. It's time to shine and grind as far as you can go. And God has your back. God does not give you the spirit of fear. Just power, love, and a sound mind. That's my quote.
Well, I'm not going to get you to leave in 2026. Since the end of the podcast ends with me, and I always give you wisdom. This year, you can sit down while I speak to the camera for your wisdom. And you'll be able to kind of ingest it while I'm talking. This is also the second part of the favor of my podcast, where I enter wisdom to my son. It is my goal for this podcast is that I leave a legacy of wisdom for him. Dealing with this particular matter, it was very, very important for me, for you to see me owning up to a flaw. I want to leave with you that when you find something that God reveals about yourself to you, it is your job to ask for forgiveness, and ask God to help you to correct it. Once God revealed to me that I was dealing with a spirit of control over you, I needed to first ask you for forgiveness, ask God for forgiveness, and to forgive myself. And then ask God to rewire my brain by the way of renewing my mind on how to do this part of life with you. And he did it by way of helping my therapist to give me illustrations and give me wording to assist with having communication with you and doing life with my adult son. So I want to leave this wisdom. Admit your flaws. Don't hide from them. When something come up and something is revealed about you, just deal with it. Admit it, own it. And through God, your mind can be renewed about anything. Don't just be prideful about it. Don't not ask for forgiveness for it, because you have to ask for forgiveness. That's the only way that you can move forward. Like, comment, subscribe, share. World on the Move.
That hit different.